Alright, time to move on to the Asian continent, and more specifically towards China.
Oh,
And you mean it
boy.
now. There we go.
Plans to China have all been worked out.
Alright, let's go confront the
Reckon it
Panda
must cost
King.
you back a pretty penny, eh?
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on the Panda King.
He's also voiced by Kevin Blackton.
Born penniless, he was
Aw.
fascinated by the fireworks rich noblemen set off every New Year's. He spent a decade learning the art. But when he tried to offer his fireworks to the noblemen,
Oh,
they couldn't
Oh.
so that how Duke Nukem Forever felt, I guess.
humiliated.
And this turned him into a criminal.
Sure.
Okay. Like, dude,
Oh, an
calm the fuck
arsonist.
down.
Him as their demolitions expert, and from then on, his explosive touch became feared worldwide. He's rumored to be perfecting some new firework technique in the unstable Kunlun Mountains of western China.
Sly Cooper in...
In...
Give me a second, Lips.
Fire!
Fire in the sky.
Fire with the... That sounds like a song.
Which is a lie because the fire is clearly on the ground, as you can see.
It's referring to the fireworks, damn it. Here we go. Alright, the guards that you find here will be all sorts of apes, more like gorillas. I don't understand why. I don't remember any particular species of gorilla that lives in China, but I might just be mistaken. Here we go. Or yeah, in this case, baboon. I guess we needed to find a way to, to represent it. I forgot, which year was the first Kung Fu Panda?
2008.
So it was actually after this. Interesting, especially considering that Panda King has a similar appearance to Po. There we go.
It's a panda, I mean... Like,
No, I mean in terms of also costume, remember, waist down, the tunic waist down is actually very similar. You will see better in the next part.
Maybe the character designer of Poe was a fan of this.
And he just buried the village in snow.
Brilliant.
Oh my gosh, that's awful! That poor village just got buried in freezing snow!
The rocket came from that giant statue. And you can bet the Panda King lit the fuse. I've got to find my way up there.
So let's not rescue them, let's just go continue our revenge.
I help
I mean,
those who help themselves.
To be fair, again, that band of thieves, so those check out.
But don't you see, too, they're doing this for a noble cause.
To be fair, later on in this is another one of those hubs where later on Carmelita will show up, so it sort of implies that she helped the victims, so there's that.
Well, noble, depending on the perspective. From Sly's perspective, yeah, because he's trying to bring the honor back to his family name.
That's the thing.
But-
Later games kind of suggest that, oh, this is an absolutely heroic quest that they're going on.
Not just that. Even in later games, Sly will, at least himself, will keep hammering about how he's not just a simple thief because he only steals from, other thieves, and that makes him, not a bad guy. But it becomes sketchy as it goes on.
I do say it does feel like the narrative it's trying its best to go, oh look, see, these are really good guys despite them being thieves when...
Look,
You know.
Look, I mean, I get what Sucker Punch and Sonic wanted to do, try to not pass on the idea. They were still trying to sell the idea that these thieves were still, your playable characters and they had to be compelling in some way. It's just that, we probably just pick it on a more superficial level that was fitting for the time, that's all. Thieves in Time kind of does tackle a bit more on that issue, especially because it's dealing with a non-standard, type of plot for this series. But that's a story for another time.
Hey, what's that thing that's clearly
It's
behind
just a-
that statue
just a
that
cardboard
I
box.
can see?
Alright, what I need to do here is to find a way to open the door, so I need to sneak up. I think it's, first time we introduced it. Shit. There you go. We have this section potentially where you can be spotted by the guards up above. Oh shit. Yeah, the camera also sometimes doesn't help. There we go. And we should be good to go. This does remind me a bit of those levels in Spyro 3. Not Spyro Wars Factory actually, but instead the one where you do help the pandas. Instead I forgot what it's called. The one that also involves that that weird like turret on rail section.
It's not the trolley, is it?
No, Spyro 3 Dwibs, the Year of a Dragon. It also involves one of the Bentley, the Yeti levels.
Huh! Hey, yeah, that's right. Both this and
To be fair,
Spyro have
Dwibs,
characters named Bentley.
To be fair, Java, Bentley is a common name and is most likely a reference to the automobile.
There's one over there,
But
Depends.
but it's heavily guarded.
I can just take them in one hit, remember. It's interesting how this game is the hardest of the series and yet it has the mooks that die the easiest. There we go.
Wait. His footprints are the bass guitar.
Remember, Dwibs, that's the cartoonish way to make sure that you're sneaking. This gets emphasized more in the next couple of games, where stealth is much more implemented.
What you've
Yeah,
noticed,
because
Liz,
that happens all the time. Hey Jova, do you remember the story of the guy who every time he jumped, every time he jumped, it made a whoop sound?
the phenomenon that you're referring to, Dwibs, is Mickey Mousing.
Yeah. I also showcased a bit of the power that you acquired after defeating Ms. Ruby, but will be more properly tutorialized later on. I don't get why they didn't let you use this one here, because they do the same for all the others, so I don't know. Oh, it's just a matter now of cleaning up. Shit.
Huh.
Yeah, let's just continue after I get the bottle. There we go. There we go. Only 3 remaining, actually. Forgot where they are. Oh, right. One's here.
They always leave all these clues to the safe lying around.
And that one's here. Well, they just think no one will get them, I guess.
Oh yeah, clear.
You would have to be a fool to try and get into our defenses.
Oop.
I got a real headache figuring this one out. Input 578.
There we go. Alright, let's see what's inside.
None of these vaults are mimics, are they?
No, thankfully.
I always heard that one of your southern ancestors, Huckleberry Cooper, developed a technique to move while staying.
This is basically a direct upgrade to the power-up you just obtained, and it's very useful, actually. Normally the power of invisibility will allow you to just stay still, but with this one you can move. Slowly, but you can move. We demonstrate.
Very nice.
There we go. It will have these, these useful implications later on. So let's move on, proceed for now. Oh,
Okay.
I was just getting stuck in the the thing. Alright, since this is all filmed after Panda King, which is specialized in fireworks, as you can imagine, to progress we'll need to utilize the fireworks for our advantage. So that still means getting the keys, but you know, it's just a matter of where to get them. Come on.
Tippy.
Here we go.
Nice job breaking into the Panda King's compound. I think I figured out a way to get to the top of that giant statue. But unfortunately, it's obstructed by this reinforced ceiling hatch.
No problem. They seem to have plenty of firepower around here. I'll just have to find a few more treasure keys to get at it.
Alright. Just, I think, 2 more after this. There we go. So first is, I think, another one of the platform levels. Alright. Another nice touch is the fact that the map gets more detailed the more level you progress into. Okay, this level is kind of a bitch in terms of collectible. It's probably the one where you will have probably more trouble in finding all the bottles. So, like, here's a cool tip. Try to never take anything for granted in this level because the bottles do hide in every corner for this one.
Yep.
It's weird, like the other levels do provide a normal kind of difficulty challenge, but in this one, I don't know, that some of them are really just placed in some dickish positions.
I guess this was their idea of, you know, the ramping challenge up, I guess, but
Probably.
probably should have thought a bit better about it, though.
Oh yeah, let me talk also about the performance. I forgot if I talked about this. But yeah, at least these first 2 games actually do run at a smooth 60 frames practically constantly. I don't remember any particular hiccups. I don't remember if the original PS2 versions did run at 60 FPS. For Europe, certainly didn't, because it was still around the time where we had the whole 50 Hertz problem with German televisions. But I don't remember if for the American versions they were this consistent.
I think they were.
I can tell you this. 3 unfortunately does introduce one of the later levels, actually, because of how branding scope is actually, does introduce frame rate drops, sadly. Thieves in Time also has 60 frames, but in the sketchiness in the frame rate drops is a bit more present, a bit all over the place, sadly too. I think I get the idea that it probably runs much smoother on a PS3 Pro. There we go. Oh yeah, ignore the monkeys on these statues, these pillars, even though they are super annoying, because there's no incentive on defeating them, and you can't reach them properly. You need to really get out of your way, so you just need to get over their constant annoyance. There we go. Believe me, it looks like still bearable at first, but what you have to pass through this room multiple times in order to check all the bottles, it can become more annoying.
Trust me, I remember from this.
So it's not even a case of repetitive one-liners. It's just the fact that they're just screaming verses like that.
Pixel hunting, my favorite.
There's also the other weird thing. Oh fuck! There's also the other weird thing. This level still contains one of the lower amount of bottles, and yet it's also the one that has the more dickish placement in them. Interesting as well. Other levels will have the cap of being 30 or 35, and yet they are more generous. There we go. Thankfully, the second half of the level is much more forgiving. Alright, for this one you could try to... Yes, also I'm literally in the snow. I'm just covering, you see, the bottles. Don't worry, I will get it on screen. you could just, stealth your way through, or you can just do this and be potentially out of the way of the guard. There you go. And then drop on behind this position. I don't remember if I do it immediately. If I don't do something, I probably do it off screen and just cut it away because otherwise it would take too long. And these levels themselves are not too long, but they do require you, thanks to exploration, to visit some of them multiple times. One of them also has the whole an habit that a lot of games had then, that has the safe that is like, oh, sure, even if you collect all the bottles, you will need to finish the game first before opening, and the reward is not super worthy, I can tell you.
But of course.
Alright.
So how did you like platinuming this game?
This game was okay. The first two Sly games are actually very easy to platinum, not real challenge. The third one is much harder because it requires for you to use the particular set of extra challenges that you get after finishing the game, and those require time and skills, and I just didn't bother with them. Teasing time mixes things up by having a fair amount. It's not like you just need to play the game to platinum, but it has a lot of collectibles to find, so I'm still in the process of platinuming it, especially after I'm re-recording it right now as we speak. I'm replaying it now as we speak while recording it, so there is an incentive. And thankfully, there's one occasion where you get the blueprints from these levels, so it's the first one, so it will make things easier for later. Boop. Alright, let's get the key. I think the next one is potentially one of the turret sections with Murray, I think. Yeah, it's Murray again. Alright. Yes, Pedro?
What the hell?
What?
I was just
So there'll be self-propane here? Yes, apparently we already did this.
Just in case you forgot, Spyro.
Let's go, Sly.
Oh, but this turret is different. It's using fireworks.
And it can rapid fire them too.
No, you can do that with the other turret section.
Oh, I know, but a rapid fireworks launcher there? Holy cow.
It's like Ghost of Tsushima has I think it's called Hwacha, which was a siege weapon, but has rapid fire darts. I think they're explosive darts. They're basically thrown in there to be turret section without being properly turrets, when he said something similar to them. Aside from one or two cases in the main story mode, the one that you get to control both do have finite ammos, so you need to use them carefully.
Yep.
Good shooting. I'm half done.
Good to know.
And these platforms are also powered by fireworks.
Fireworks. Yes, it just works, Shiro.
I bet it does.
Alright, unlike the other section, in this one you get a sort of a mini area where Mary has to flip-flopping constantly around, and guards will pop up left and right, and you have to pay attention instead of, following the linear path that he's following.
Never mind the fact that he literally just passed for the stairway. Couldn't you, move in that direction?
The problem is that depth perception is also a bit of a problem here. You don't really have an idea where Murray is going if he's not doing, sideway.
He's kind of running all over the place randomly.
Again, it's part of the characterization of the first game, where he's more depicted to be more of a coward than anything. The second game picks him immediately up and gives him a much better personality. Although there is no real transition between the two. In 2 he just shows up to be there like that. So there's that. Although it might be tied to rewrites, because it's not something that I will show, with the proper Game of Light 2, but apparently the demo that was contained in one of the Ratchet and Clank games for the Game of Light 2 had an altered dialogue which was much more edgy, that had Mori chastising Bentley and telling him, because apparently Bentley was like talking in a condescending way to him. It's weird. It clearly screams early writing that had to be changed later on. There you go. The level that we're about to do, is the one where it shows the tutorial for the invisibility power-up. And it will be useful for pretty much this all alone, in terms of obligatory. It's weird because the Ninja Spire Jump and the Rope Walk are used constantly through the series. The invisibility does return in later games, but it's more of a thing that you can acquire later on your own, and it's never required to progress.
Looks like a good place to try out your new invisibility move. Hold down the circle button to drop out of sight.
There we go.
While invisible, nothing can see you. Not lasers, not searchlights, not guards. Oh, and if the guards already see you, then the invisibility trick won't work on them.
Good to know.
Nice.
I mean, it's logical, I guess.
Sir, who's played the bass guitar?
You're just imagining things again.
Someone at Side Team probably played this game, considering Espio's ability in Heroes.
I can see a shadow on the ground, sir.
Wait, what year did this game come out, Theo?
2002.
Yeah.
Ah.
It was an immediate launch for the PS2, but it was very close.
It's a couple of years.
Well, more like a year, didn't the PS2 come out in 2001?
The PS2 came
2001.
out in 2000.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Although the launch line of the actual launch line of the PS2 will probably be one of the more memorable things that they put there.
Yeah, in Japan it came out March 4th, 2000, and then October 26th in North America, and November 24th in Europe, and the 30th of November in Australia.
Huh.
There you go then.
Huh.
For all season.
Australia got it only a week after we did. So.
Still, we were the last.
Oh, by the way, did you guys ever hear of those TVs that have built-in PS2s?
Actually, no.
No.
What?
Sony, in 2010, Sony released a TV that had a PS2 built in.
2010? Wasn't it a bit
I'm
late
guessing
for
it
that?
tanked.
So basically, it's Sony's equivalent of an Android TV, basically.
That's weird.
How the hell does that work? I mean, is there a disc slot in the TV?
The stand acts as the PS2, apparently.
Huh.
So it's
The
built
only-
into
the only
the
pro-
stand,
The only
technically?
practical use I could have think of was for the players who were still playing Final Fantasy XI online on the PS2. But that's literally it.
Could you imagine if they tried to do something similar to the original pitch of the Xbox One, where they tried to integrate TV with it?
Yeah, to actually integrate a TV into it.
Sony shows up on 2010 at E3 2010. Today we're announcing the PS2 TV. You can watch sports in it.
I mean,
You'd think we would have heard of that.
I mean,
Like,
hell,
the
Sony-
PS2 one, I mean.
Sony make TVs as well, so
Yeah, so we're probably
Oh, yeah.
trying to
Oh, they're a
put-
hardware company, so.
I'm
so we-
surprised. I'm surprised that's the only attempt they've made to make a console blend TV.
My
Although
guess-
I can see why the PS3 would work out.
No, the PS3's architecture is way too
Although,
complicated.
I
for
get
that.
the idea behind it. A bundle on console plus a TV to attach to it would be neat as a concept. It's just that I guess nowadays it might not seem practical uses.
Well, actually, technically, it does work with the Android TV because even Square Enix has added support for Android TV with some of their mobile games. Like, for example, Secret of Mana can be played on Android TVs. So,
No. I was talking about the bundle actual console plus TV being sold, a bundle, something similar to what Sony did to the PS2 TV, but instead being separate, say a TV and a console that can be sold together in a package.
What they did do during the PS4 generation was the PlayStation TV thing, where you can connect a Vita to a TV to play it there.
Yeah, but it wasn't compatible with a lot of titles, which meant that they got re-released afterward. Tales of Arts Hearts, unfortunately, still languages there. All right, let's see if I try to open this safe.
Unfortunately, this vault code appears to have been written in owl.
Oh no, we need to call Zack Snyder for this.
Until we meet and defeat the bird who created.
Basically, come here until you beat the game, dipshit.
Yeah. Oh boy, Mission Impossible again.
Yep. Actually, Dibs, later games will have more direct references to Mission Impossible, so look forward to that. Honestly, Dibs, I think you're gonna like the sequels because the ways the plans are idealized, they're constructed very similar to your typical Ocean's 11 type of heist movie.
I haven't seen Ocean's 11.
Well, I do believe you might still enjoy them, but only do time.
Well, I heard Ocean's 12 is a bit naff.
Anyway, in the next part, we finish and dismantle the operation of the Panda King, so see you for that.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.